Man, I guess we're just going to have to wait for people to join today. We're going to have to sit here for a minute. Howdy, folks. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, I see we got some people tuning in here, so I think it's maybe time that we sit down and we maybe load some magazines. How about that? So today we're going to be talking a little bit about some competition shooting, and we're going to be talking about a competitor that is the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, forged in fire. Know what I mean, Vern? So let's get to loading these magazines. Luckily, a young boy came to my door and offered me this great subscription, and today we got People magazine, all the classics. Do It Yourself magazine, another classic. HGTV magazine. You can watch anything on TV now, even a magazine. All right, man, nice and organized. Not a whole lot of Bakelite plumbing there, though. Yes, sir. That's a poison bullet. Know what I mean, Vern? So it looks to me like I got the hang of this a little bit. We got the balaclava bandit. Don't rob no banks, know what I mean? Gonna take all our money. So before we do anything, we gotta change out a follower, because you gotta be a leader and not a follower. Know what I mean, Bird? Elmer? The fuck? Yeah, I'm a little older than you. Ernest P. Worrell, man. Being that it's October, I highly recommend you go over to vitamink.com and buy some shit. No, being that it's October, I highly recommend you go look up Ernest Scared Stupid. It is one of the greatest films of all time. Gosh dang Soviets making this so god dang hard. It's so hard about putting in a spring, man. All he got to do is shove the shit in there. See, Azerbaijani ammo any good? I read online it was very corrosive. Yes, it is. I cannot explain my other costume. Oh, yeah, you know. Yeah, I have 2 costumes for the weekend. No. Okay, so let's get question first. First question. No, it's Ernest P. Worrell. He's basically an advertising character from the 80s, early 90s. He used to do a lot of car ads, but actually, I mean, really did ads for fucking everybody. Like, everybody. Very prolific ad man. Had a series of kids movies up until the 90s. And was also the star of the live action, well, not live action because it wasn't a cartoon, but the early 90s Beverly Hillbillies movie. Thank you so much. And okay, so the Azerbaijani ammo, this stuff, the 545, I can confirm, yeah, it is corrosive as hell. And, at first I thought it was honestly just maybe like, minorly corrosive, like it had contamination or something like that. But to be honest with you, the more I shoot this shit, the more I'm not convinced of that. The more I'm convinced it's just straight corrosive, because if I don't wash out every single time I shoot, like the next day, I won't be able to move that carrier, period. The 7.62 stuff, I can't say, honestly. I've literally only shot like a few boxes of that, so. Yeah, definitely look it up. Ernest Goes to Camp is amazing, man. I think that was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Do I play video games? I do play a little bit of video games. I actually only started playing during the pandemic. So, I mean, obviously, like everybody, every 80s kid, I was all up on my NES and everything. But, you know, after the Genesis and everything, I kind of, you know, probably PlayStation, I kind of got out of it. But I picked it back up during the pandemic and mostly just, you know, was playing Call of Duty with my roommates and all that. And that's what started it. But then I went and bought the, oh, and I had a girlfriend that was a gamer. And, you know, she showed me the Last of Us. Incredible game. So, you know, when the pandemic came out, the second one came out, man, I bought that immediately and like blew my goddamn mind. And so, yeah, now I can say I definitely like video games. Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh my god. Hey, what's up? H-Town Werewolf. Y'all go check out his channel, man. It is fucking fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. So, yeah, like I said, no topic today. Literally just got to load some magazines, and I wanted to see how all of this worked out. If it, you know, it's pretty similar to Instagram's live functions. So, you know, no surprises really, other than just a couple options that you have to pick before you go live, like whether it's for kids or stuff like that. But, yeah, I was like looking into this whole like third-party streaming software, and I'm really not really sure why people use that, to tell you the truth, because like I don't know if it was maybe not a function before, but yeah, you can invite people now to do a live with you straight from when you go live on YouTube. So I'm presuming you maybe get better control over, like, you know, like showing your screen and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that would actually be obvious for showing videos and stuff like that. My brightness just dropped on my phone. I'm loading up some 5.45 for Lethal Weapons. Can't show you the gun. Can't do can't on Instagram. Can't on YouTube. Just shooting a AK-74. Nothing special, and a I guess a little special Tantal. The M10X Plus is fucking amazing. You know, at first, it took me a second to get used to it. It's definitely a different platform. But it's got such a pleasurable recoil impulse, man. It's an addictive gun to shoot. It really is. And I mean, even on the adverse gas setting, it's beautifully gassed. Like, beautifully gassed. And I know there is, actually, when I put out that video, that is a difference I should have mentioned. There's a difference in the gas puck as well. So, yeah, your ports are a little different on the M10X Plus. Ugh. What the fuck am I doing, dude? You see me sitting here doing this chump shit? What am I doing, dude? Moron. And plus, you know, while we're sitting here doing this live, you get that nice satisfying the adjustable gas block on it, I really like it. I mean, it's simple. What's really nice is, I found this out by accident, actually, but it's extremely easy to remove and clean everything. Man, a better system than an AK, for real. Like as far as maintaining your gas tube, it's fucking great. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, shooting a Tantal, and then the other one, just for fun, I'm actually shooting the old PSA 74 because I was trying to clock it. I knew it had around 7,000 before I started practicing and zeroing and all that. So, you know, it's at somewhere around 7,600 now, about that, because I've gone through about 600 rounds for zeroing and practice. And it's still holding up, dude. So I guess, you know, maybe we're gonna have to do a little like update on that, because like it's gonna roll 8,000 at the match. No, so the jamming thing, That was fixed rather quickly. Yeah, yeah. It actually, I mean, it went on for a little bit. You had to get out all those rifles that were already on the market and warranty them and all that shit. But yeah, I do remember that. And yeah, that is about the only critique of them is they are a little interesting with ammo. I wouldn't say picky. I wouldn't say even maybe strange. It's just you have to learn how to tune the gas to the ammo. That's really all it is. And then also it's just getting used to weird things like like I was saying how I had to turn the gas down to get a round out. That was weird. That was weird. Roller lock gang, man. Yeah, but like, let's get real, dude. The reason why I dropped the roller lock was straight up because number one, I'm just not trained up enough on the recoil impulse and like the reload procedure. As much as I know how to do it, I can't do it on the clock like I can on AK, and I was fine with that. But then when the Galil Ace got added onto the list, and I was like, dude, now it's just really a regular old match where retro guns are, kind of focused in the marketing, because now if you can bring an ace, fuck, why not just bring an ace? So it was really just a thing of trying to be competitive, honestly. That's really all it was. Yeah, I know, man. I love this goddamn thing. Just should continue on here. Oh, I figured. Thanks, dude. Here's another one, man. Midwest Savage. If you have not checked out his channel, go check it out, man. He's a good friend, man. He's a homie of homies of homies. See him around the Krebs offices lately doing cool shit. I literally couldn't remember which mag I was loading. Man, I really wanted to shoot the M10X actually for Lethal Weapons, to tell you the truth. It's just it doesn't pass the silhouette test. And I mean, I was thinking about maybe hitting him up to argue that it's like, look, it's essentially a SIG 550, and the majority of us cannot afford any SIG 500 series rifle, period. As many of us have them, like a lot of us cannot afford that stuff. Some of them rifles have $10,000, man. So it's just attainable. But when you got another gun that's got the same reload function, same action on the inside, I don't see why it can't serve the purpose, to serve the place of a SIG 550, especially if the ace is allowed. That's not a retro gun by any means. It's not an AK. It's not a retro gun. It's kind of an AK. Oh, that's so satisfying. So, yeah, I know you're shooting the G3. What are you guys? I mean, who else is shooting Lethal Weapons? Is anybody else shooting it? And if not, I'm actually curious. What are you shooting at your next competition? Because, I mean, we're not the AK community, man, and we don't stick with the same fucking rifle every match. I'm actually curious. Because I know, JB, you got a little bit of a gun collection, too. It is, I mean, honestly, it's far to drive for me, too. But, I mean, it's not no 17 hours or nothing, so. M11? Hell yeah. Dude, AK, oh, I want to do AK Winter Motherland so bad. I want to do that one real bad because I loved AK Masters. Despite the issues I personally had there, I still loved it. I wouldn't want to let one person ruin my fucking time, period. Absolutely not, because I had a blast with my friends, had a blast shooting the stages, did pretty well. The stages were awesome, dude. I mean, AK Masters is the shit. Great property, amazing property. Probably the nicest shooting property I've ever been to, period. Period. It's called the Clinton House if you wanted to look it up. Or actually, I think it's called the Clinton House Plantation. But I am doubtful I'll be able to because I am, packing away money right now. I'm just going to not even front. I'm packing away money right now to put into vitamin K because I want to buy some machines. And we've been down a little bit just doing design and stuff like that. So really, it's more of a thing of like, I'm actually taking a time off of the travel matches just to kind of save money and, get the business a little in a better spot. Because I am sick of, if you don't know, I am a bowling machine mechanic, and I am sick of motherfucking bowling. I hate bowling. Can't stand it. I know a lot of you know I used to work at a mortuary, but, that ended when I got shot. Well, shortly after, I had to move, and I couldn't go to work anymore. I picked up this job just, used to be a machinist, used to be an engineer, and I don't know nothing about bowling, but, I was like figuring, I just looked them up. When I applied for the job, I literally looked up a couple on YouTube and saw how people fix them and all that shit. And I was like, oh, okay. I could have just been like a oil change technician and figured this out. But I am sick of fucking bowling, man. I hate that sound. Hate the fucking sport. Hate the people. God, I'm in Winter Motherland. I want to go sub. It's also like, I've been told it's also like a bazaar or something like that as well. Is that true? Oh, you've been to Kalash Bash. Okay. Yeah, man, I hear that single dad thing. Me and my kid's mom aren't together, so we're both technically single parents too. She's got a, not a stepdad, but her mom's boyfriend is a really great dude, so. Damn, I'm sweating, man. God damn. So this is what it's going to be like. I'm going to get the titty sweat. I've never had that before. I'm a really skinny dude, so, like, I'm foreign to titty sweat. Dude, yeah. If you want to come out to Kalash Bash this year or next year, I mean, shit, man, I'll put you up. Because I definitely know it's rough. You got to find people that'll actually coordinate and like, especially if you want to bring kids and all that, you got to find people that are friendly with that. What type of gun? Oh, it's an AK-74. Congrats! Fuck yeah! At Red October, dude, 36th is so fucking phenomenal. In my opinion, pretty much anything above 100 is like a really good score at Red October because, like, it's not even that some of the stages are hard. It's just you have some of the best AK competitors in the country. You do have the best AK competitors in the country. I mean, shit, dude, shoot against fucking Litzy and fucking Mario and Clay and god damn, dude, just you can literally go down the list of all the best shooters and they're gonna be at Lethal or at Red October. So that match is hard, man, because you're not looking at like showing up at a match and you're like, there'll be like 10 dudes that are like really good and you're like, oh well, you can see all those guys gonna be in the top 20. You go to a Red October and you're like, ain't nobody got a shot. Fuck. Loved it. Yeah, we need machines. Yeah, man, if we can figure it out, I'll help you figure it out, definitely. Because, I mean, let's get it real. The AK world is like a family thing for sure. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd actually go back up for Thunder on the Tundra. It's just I want to hear a little more about it because that one that I did was real bad. I made great friends out of it. I made some of my best friends out of it, actually. But, man, like, I ain't even gonna front. I got DQ'd. But also, like, the match was so fucked up. And, I mean, that's a little bit of a relation to why I got DQ'd. The day before, I had gotten into an argument with that RO. Called him a dipshit. So next day I was doing, you know, my last stage, literally, like, I think it was like the last 5 shots. He just randomly, you know, like, I fucking tripped. And instead of giving me a muzzle call, he just randomly decided to, like, claim that I pointed a gun at him, and he fucking DQ'd me. And I'm like, okay, what? I literally walked off. Whoa, okay. Okay. If anything, I was just upset that he was saying he saw down my muzzle. I was like, no, you did not. A fucking YouTuber. It's on video, you dipshit. God, match was such a mess, though. Got in an argument with another guy because I was just walking along with my rifle. And over the course of 3 stages, they had said 3 different orientations on how to carry your rifle from stage to stage. So I was just carrying it how I knew. And fucking one of the ROs straight up comes up and grabs my fucking rifle. And I was like, yo! Dude, I would have been more comfortable if you grabbed my dick. What are you doing, you crazy person? Fucking grab another man's gun. Fucking crazy. God, Red October's so hard. I heard this year it was really smooth because, man, when I went, like, that's what I mean by there were other issues other than my little, like, arguments and tips and all of that. We had to wait 2 hours in between every stage to shoot. It was bad, dude. At one point, you know, which one thing that happens all the time at matches is, you know, if you're shooting steel or something, you know, every now and again, someone will hit the chain and, you know, steel will fall. So you got to fix the chain or whatever. Happened, and it took them a motherfucking hour to fix it. Insane, dude. And oh yeah, by the way, I ended up having to RO I think it was the second day. I ended up having an RO, and I wasn't even an RO. Like, for real, we just had to get the fucking match going. It was insane, dude. Worst match I ever been to. I mean, I'm not gonna say Thunder on the Tundra itself is the worst match. I'm just saying that particular one I went to was the worst match I've ever been to. Worst organization. They were not nice, obviously, you know, to an offensive point. I did appreciate the lunch, though. We'll say that. Dude, 8 stages and 108 degrees. Oh, my God. Been there. Been there. I think the worst one I've ever done, not like quality-wise, I mean like just the brutality of it, was Red Labor in, not Redding, California, where is it? Richmond, California. It's an oceanside range, which is beautiful, but if you're not aware of coastal temperatures in the summer of California, so yeah, we were literally shooting in 117. It was luckily, I think it was only 5 or 6 stages. It wasn't like a huge match, you know. It was just like their yearly local AK match, basically. And I decided to go out for it because I was visiting friends in Southern California and I had my AKs with me. So went up and fucking did it. But yeah, I showed up and, man, fucking, like, the highlight of the day is when it dropped from 119 to 117. Going to work. Have a good one. Have a good one. Again, everybody, if you haven't checked out his channel, go check out Midwest Savage. Really good content. He's been doing a podcast, which is not typical in the AK world. I think it's pretty cool. It's very cool. Had our good buddy, my definitely brother from another mother situation, Tomislav, on there. Tommy and Mel, Tommy's wife, they're just some of my favorite people on the planet. He's the 2A Carbon R32 on Instagram. Yeah, I gotta switch out this follower too. I almost forgot. I can actually show you what was going on, because check this out. So this is that same mag that I was showing testing on Instagram, the 45 rounder with the conversion follower. And so what happened is it did cycle the first time, then started nosediving. So, you know, this one doesn't have that little tiny bit of lip on it, luckily, but you can see where it was just nosediving into the front of the mag. And but it did get one of them off, which is pretty good. And what's really cool about that is when you're printing these followers, you know, you have to change up the geometry and work on it a bit. This one is massively different from a here, let me pull out the actual follower. From a 45 rounder, this one is massively different. So I think we did a pretty good job at getting a pretty good geometry on it, because it wasn't nosediving that bad. But I think maybe the optimal for a 45 rounder, honestly, would be to chop the mag to a 40, honestly, to tell you the truth. You can get 40, no problem. But we didn't actually get any deformation on the back of the follower, which that's not usual, because even on the 30 rounders that run perfectly fine, you'll get a little tiny deformation on the back of the hump. It doesn't cause any issues though. Like, I mean, this follower I ran, God, dude, I don't even know how many hundreds of rounds through that one specifically. Nope. I need the correct follower. What a... Get in there. This is wild how much sweat this shirt takes. My God. God. Oh, Hemet. Fuck, bro. Yeah, that Temecula area. Fuck, man. These days, I mean, it's a, you know, like a nice little community to live in. From what I hear, it's actually like a, it's become a California conservative place, and interestingly enough. That's just what I hear, though. Really nice, beautiful area, but man, dude, that's one of them areas in California that does get over 120. It's fucking gnarly. It's gnarly. It's Death Valley weather for sure. Yo, check that out. Did my first AK match this year at Michigan State Brass Mayhem. Was it the Mitten State Mayhem, was it called? I think it was called. That is fucking awesome, man. I believe my buddy Jeff was there. The Tinkley Gun Hole. I have only heard about Mitten State Mayhem. I don't really know anything about it, though. All right. Titty sweat. Put this to the side for a moment, because I'm a horrible smoker again. Actually, I'm really not. I've become one of them casual people that doesn't need to smoke all day long, so it's kind of awesome. But I think everybody's seen me with one of these. I'm a horrible nicotine addict, 80s person. I hate it, and I'm one of those people that has struggled quitting. Just haven't been able to do it ever. Tried many, many, many times, many, many methods. The gum worked for me really well, but you know when I started smoking again? When I walked out of jail last year after I got arrested on that bullshit fucking gun charge. Actually, I forget which one it was that got me locked up, because I had multiple charges, but yeah, one of them fucking... Goddamn, dude. Get a lawyer, dude. Didn't even fucking have weed, and fucking motherfucker goddamn trying to tell me I had fucking weed on me and all this shit, and then fucking tried to fucking goddamn was it the city attorney or the district attorney, one of the two? Motherfucker tries to upgrade me to intent to distribute. What the fuck, dude? I am not even kidding you. I went up to the gas station and I bought a fucking thing of chocolate milk at 2 a.m. because I just wanted it. And this is what started all that. I had a Makarov in my pocket. Fucking assholes. Get a lawyer if you ever have trouble. I don't remember what the point of that was. It's just the whole situation's so funny. Oh yeah, that's the so yeah. When I walked out of, I mean, I was sitting there in jail in the waiting area for about 20 hours or something like that, and this particular jail, you had to like just the waiting area. You just sit in like a seat, and you can't lay down. None of that. You just have to sit there. You can sleep. You just can't lean. You have to sit upright. Fucking crazy. So I'm sitting there for 20 hours trying to do that, and I still remember there was this like real preppy, blonde looking cheerleader chick in there that I was like, yo, she was giving them some hardcore shit. She's like, fuck you, mall cop fucking pigs. You ain't even fucking pigs. You're the fucking pigs that work for the... I'm like, damn, this is crazy, dude. And she was refusing to give them any identification. I was like, good job. She's like, I'm not saying anything. I'm not telling you nothing until I see a lawyer. I'm like, good job. Good job. I saw her on the property thing when we were getting out of jail, and I was like, that was hardcore, dude. Good job. It's hilarious, calling them all faggots and stuff. Huh. AC Unity is being a dick with the Podovach. I can grab... Oh, because I'm a fucking idiot. I did the old classic dumb shit. Grabbed a 5.56 mag. Fucking dumb. Get that out of the way. Way clear out of the way. You can see how they'll cycle, though, at least for a few rounds. Actually, I should have shown you that, because, man, you can actually see why it nosedives. Yeah, she was a Jane Doe. She eventually got to speak to a public defender and gave her identity and all that, so she was all good eventually. She was in there for a DUI, said she wasn't drinking, so, me personally, I always believe a citizen first. And if she's sitting there like that, I kind of believe her a little more. But yeah, she was in there as a... Oh, the story of me getting arrested and all that? I've told it before, but I'll tell it one more time. So, I was sitting there at, I was just up late, and, this was when I was still just chilling, not working. I was like, I actually had really just started kind of recovering from some pretty gnarly COVID I had for, like, not like active COVID, but, when you were just fucked up after it. I was fucked up for months after, and I was just coming out of it, really, and I went I just had a craving and wanted some chocolate milk, and I is a Galil an AK or not? It's a Balashnikov. It's their take on it. It's an AK derived gun, but it's not an AK. But anyway, the story. So went up to the truck stop at 2 a.m. just to grab a little thing of chocolate milk, and that was it. I just had a craving. And I did have some Delta 9 in my car. So I rolled out, and when I rolled out of the truck stop, I noticed a sheriff had been sitting there, and he didn't follow me out. But then when I had, I have to make a U-turn to get to my house, and so I make the U-turn, over at the stop, and then he guns out, and I see him gun out, so I just went up a side street, and I was like, well, here we go. I don't want to fucking have to do this on the side of the fucking highway. So I see him actually roll up the wrong street, and I'm like, fuck, bro, I got a chance right now. So, like, I just tried to fucking, go in and reverse, and I think he might have saw my brake lights or something because he gunned around and didn't fucking caught me. And, yeah, he said that I had a headlight out. I didn't have a headlight out. And, a Galil is a Galil, yes. So he said I had a headlight out. I did not have a headlight out. And, he rolls up to the window, and, I was just sitting there getting my license out and all that bullshit, getting my, getting ready for everything. And he didn't even ask. He just immediately asked if I had firearms in the car. I had an empty rifle case in the back seat, but it was open, no gun in it. And I said, yes, I do. And so I went back to fishing into my wallet because he didn't say nothing. He walked around the car, pulled me out of the car. He just put me in cuffs, started searching me, pulled my Makarov out of my pocket, and here's where you know he was a fucking sheriff. He starts going, is this registered? And I'm like, what? He's like, is this registered? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, is this pistol registered to you? And I'm like, what is a registered pistol? And he's like, is this registered to you? And I just went like, sure. And then, so he puts me in cuffs, throws me in the car, and I watch him struggling to get the fucking mag out because for some reason he didn't take the mag out before putting me in the car. Weird protocol right there, bro. And then he proceeds to search my car and pulls everything out, obviously. And then, tells me tells me that I'm being arrested for unlawful carry of a weapon in Texas, by the way, and possession of marijuana. And I was like, that's not marijuana. And so then he gets on the fucking horn with his fucking commander because, it is a bit of a gray area here, but actually, yeah, you can get away with that. And so he took me to jail, and they, charged me with all that. I got out after a day, and I got lucky, man, because he was being a complete motherfucking dick. Complete dick, but he did at least give me an attempt to get a hold of my sister to at least try to get me bonded out. But, which I did. I got lucky there. Got real lucky, because, it was late. So, I get out, and I was steaming mad the entire time. I was just sitting there pissed fucking off, dude. Pissed off. And, I get out, and I was just so mad. Obviously, still vaping and everything. I just went across the street, bought a pack of cigarettes, and was like, fuck it. And I've been smoking ever since, really. But luckily, I didn't pick it up like pack a day again or anything like that, luckily. So, how I got out of that situation was... there are some things I probably shouldn't say publicly, but anyhow, I got a hold of a friend who works for an organization that deals with firearms, and they got me in contact. With the area president, actually, who ended up actually getting me in contact with their president. And so I spoke with them, and he understood where I was coming from and everything. And he said, look, we don't do criminal, but, I do believe in your case, so I will reference you over to our personal lawyer. So he gave me their trial lawyer. It's fucking cool, man. So, ended up having to sell rifles and take out all my savings and everything to pay him. And, actually, that's where I'll stop and read this comment. Makes sense now. Word for everybody here. And don't keep anything in your car. Yeah, it didn't smell or nothing. It was the illegal search. Did I get a copy of the report? What was the basis of the search? The smell? No. Basis of the search was the gun. So, illegal search. So, I could have had 6 pounds of fucking meth in there. Would have got tossed. Pretty rad. He got the weapons charge tossed, like, immediately, though. Actually, before I got him, I had signed up for a public defender in jail, and she got that tossed like in the week. Because I mean, it's fucking Texas, unlawful carry. Get the fuck out of here. There's no such thing. But yeah, the he stated that he observed a he actually stated that he observed a rifle in my backseat, which was very clearly not true because he's wearing a fucking body cam. It was like a soft case, a coyote colored case too, open. You could see there was no rifle in there. It's Texas, man. Can't sue here. It's kind of like California. Can't sue there either. I mean, you can, but it's difficult. I had a. Oh, and by the way, you said you're a cop. Should apologize. I'm sorry for any of my rhetoric towards you. Y'all know me. I agree, but the reality is, I mean, I could spend more than the things are worth. And largely, I've gotten I bought most of everything back. I mean, the one that actually the only one that really hurt, to tell you the truth, was my first prize rifle. I did rifle off my first prize rifle. It was a Wasser. So I was a bit sad about that, but I have since won another rifle, and that was cool. Actually, I'm sorry, I had to raffle off the two rifles I won, so that was sad because me personally, like I know some people that do sell their prizes and all that, which you're allowed to do. It's yours to do with whatever you like, but me personally, like I appreciate it so much that I can't sell that shit. Unfortunately, I had to because my gun rights are a lot more important than a gun. Hell yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, Andre, one of my best friends, he's finally said it fucking publicly. So like, I'll actually just say like, yeah, he's a police officer as well. I'm not gonna tell you where, but he's one of my best friends. And I mean, funny enough, I mean, everybody knows my weird ass politics. We actually share them, and he largely says the good thing. You got to be able to sleep at night. You can't be doing wrong things. Can't be doing the Nazi shit. Like you can't do that, man. I'm trying to run a society here. Fucking jump out boy shit. I will tell you one story about that though. We were talking to these cops at a match. I won't tell you what match, but we were talking to these cops at a match. They were there. I don't know if they were shooting or just spectating, but they were there. And one of them offered us cocaine. And so we were like, are you fucking crazy? Get that fucking out of here, dude. What the fuck? There's a fucking machine gun right there, you fucking asshole. Like, what the fuck, dude? Crazy motherfucker. And then, we were talking to him, and then, like, yeah, he's all fucking, talking about hemming people up and shit. And it's like, you're a piece of shit, dude. You're the biggest piece of shit I think I have ever run across. My God. Literally talking about openly how crooked he was while offering us cocaine at a fucking match. Insane, dude. Oh, yeah. Cocaine should be legal, 100%. But, no, 100%. I mean, personally, I actually don't believe in the drug laws. I mean, shit, demonstrable. You can't compare laws to laws and country to country and all that. That never works out. But, I mean, you can look for some kind of indicators. And, I mean, that did help quite a bit in Mexico, decriminalizing all the small amounts of drugs. They all do. Actually, I'll tell you another story. Here, since you are a cop, you'll like this one since you got to sleep at night. When I was living in Hollywood, and another 2 a.m. story actually. So like, it was like 1 a.m. something like that. and I got a phone call, and some friends of mine from out of town were at a club, and they were like, "Hey, we heard you were living in Hollywood now. How far are you from here? You want to come hang out?" And I was like, "Shit, that's right across the street from my house. I'll be over there in a little bit." So, I went over there, rolled over, and said hi and everything. I literally had one beer and, said my goodbyes and everything. And I was walking across the street to my house, and, I had the piss rush, and I ducked into an alley, took a piss. And while I was pissing, my head started going into the wall. And, my arms were getting pinned behind me, and, immediately I thought I was getting fucking robbed, so like I immediately went for my knife, and I saw it was fucking cops, and I was like, oh, here we go. And so they put me in cuffs and beat the living shit out of me, like beat the fuck out of me, dude, like kicking me on the ground and all that shit. And then they brought me back out to the street, and I couldn't stand up, and my face was just covered in blood, and I kept fucking, they were kept standing me up, and I just kept falling over. And so they called their fucking watch commander down, and this fucking guy comes down, and they're just holding me there on the street, all fucked up and bloody and everything. And yeah, they're sitting there talking, and the fucking watch commander straight up says, "Dump him." Straight up. So they threw me in the car, and then they drove me around the corner to my house, because they saw I lived right there. And, I'm guessing they probably realized I fucked up a little bit. And so they open the door and grab the cuffs and pull me out by the cuffs. And this is brutal, dude. So yeah, getting pulled backwards by the cuffs, and I'm down into the gravel, and then they just pulled me across the gravel and dumped me on the doorstep and fucking drove off. Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. So obviously I went to well, okay. Timeline was I somehow made it in my house. At that point, I actually don't remember because I was unconscious, and my downstairs neighbor had said I had made a crazy racket getting upstairs, and really from here it's what I was told, because like I don't remember none of this. Apparently I got in there, and my girlfriend was like freaking out, and she said she called an ambulance, and she said they came, and then a cop walked in the room, and she said like I jumped onto the wall like screaming, and I was like, whoa, dude. And then so I remember being in the hospital. Like, I was already conscious and awake by the time I remember, but I do remember being in the hospital. I had a multi-fracture concussion, and I was in Hollywood Presbyterian, and didn't get the greatest care, but my girlfriend worked at a hospital. So, I came home, and I wasn't feeling very well. And I said to her, I'm like, yo, I think I need to go back to the hospital. Something's not right. And so she's like, fuck that. We're going to my hospital. They'll take care of you. So we went there, and yeah, they treated me pretty well. And that's actually where I found out that it wasn't just a simple concussion. It was a multi-fracture concussion. They shattered my fucking skull. And so a cop comes in and says he's investigating an incident. And I was like, that's funny. I didn't report nothing. You can get the fuck out. And then like 20 minutes later, another cop comes in saying he's investigating an incident. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And then a fucking deputy chief comes in and says he's investigating an incident. And I'm like, okay, all right. Guy with a little bit of clout and a name. All right, we'll go through the basics, but we can't go through any more than what is on your report without a lawyer. Straight up. And my girlfriend's like, just don't talk to him at all. And I'm like, I just want to get him out of here, dude. And so like I just told him a very basic thing that I knew was on his report already. And I just told him I was assaulted by a police officer, and that was it. That was pretty much it. And so then another cop comes in and says he's investigating it after this guy. Whole other fucking dude. This was like 20 minutes later again. And I'm like, the fuck? And I was like, angry at that point. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking crazy motherfuckers. I got discharged after probably 2 hours or something like that. And then she's, walking me out of the hospital because I was like stumbling still, like everything was like I was drunk. And we get to the door, and like there's like 20 cops waiting for me at the fucking thing. And the deputy chief guy straight up says, "Sir, could you maybe give a description of the suspect?" And I was like, "Yeah, he looked like all of you." And then he straight up says, "Did he look a little bit like this guy?" And it was the fucking watch commander, and he started fucking bearing down on me, screaming, "You're a fucking liar!" About to fucking fight me and shit. And my girlfriend just yanked me back inside the fucking hospital. She's like, "We're gonna go to another exit. We're gonna walk around and get to the truck." And we went home, and man, that was wild. So for the next 6 months, I kept getting cops just sitting in front of my house. And, at the time, I'd been trying to find a lawyer. I'd gone to a couple. I had a meeting with the ACLU, all that shit, And so I ended up getting a lawyer, and then they started visiting my lawyer, and they intimidated her into dropping me, actually. Like, they were just visiting her every single day, trying to talk to her about the case, and she just kept having to bounce them out. And she's like, "It's a disruption. I can't do it. This is how they do this." And I'm like, they're not even supposed to be talking to me, you know? And so, it's just intimidation tactics. And then eventually, I actually ended up having a meeting with Internal Affairs. And so, obviously, I, cooperated with Internal Affairs. And crazy enough, while I'm talking to him, this is at my house, my neighbor comes, and, we're sitting outside. I'm smoking a cigarette, and my neighbor comes and knocks at the window, and he goes, and I'm like, he's like, "Talk to me after." And so, I get with him after I'm done with the IAB, and he's like, "Bro, uh, were you cooperating?" And I was like, "Oh, that was Internal Affairs." He's like, "Oh, okay, all right, okay, the cops, all right." He's like, uh, "Did you happen to notice that guy?" And he fucking points down. There's a fucking cop with a shotgun microphone sitting in the corner of the construction area right next to our fucking house. And as soon as he said it, motherfucker just packed up and fucking got in that car and screeched off, dude. And I'm like, by the way, he ended up becoming one of those QAnon people. So both of us were like, and he was just like, I have to burn all my documents. What the fuck? Like freaking out. And I was like, well, that's concerning. And it was actually they were doing this separate. They weren't with Internal Affairs. So anyway, it just kind of died after that. And years go on. I moved to Texas, and then I'm sitting here in Texas, and I get a random phone call from LA one day, and I picked it up, figuring maybe it's a friend or something, and it's a lawyer. And I'm like, interesting. And he's like, "Hey, I was just going through some prior cases, and your name came up. Would you mind talking for a little bit?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "So, we see this incident here. You were assaulted by a police officer." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "Well, that's the case I'm dealing with right now. And, I'd like to hear your story. And I mean, I'll tell you what's going on here if you'd like to cooperate with us." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. What's going on?" And I told him what was up, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, that's everything I have here." So, basically what happened was, that, one of those cops that had beat the shit out of me was on a suspect search. It was a domestic violence call, and it was like a 6 foot tall white guy, something like that. And one of these cops that beat the shit out of me comes across a 5'7" Asian man and tasers him into a coma. So, I cooperated, wrote my statement out to the lawyer and everything like that. There was some form about not appearing I had to give to him and everything like that, but it was, my sworn statement and everything like that. And cop didn't get arrested, and he didn't go to jail, but he did at least lose his job. So he's probably at another department now. Yeah, man. The looks thing doesn't help. It really doesn't help. You gotta be who you are, but some people don't like that. But, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's no cross to bear, because, I mean, shit, dude, I'm not black, I'm not that Asian guy, there are definitely circumstances with appearance that are worse with cops than others. Your general cop, I should say. Because we actually have one here that wants to be able to sleep at night. Praise that man. Praise that man. I mean, the biggest travesty is there's not a lot other cops can do for, you know, two cops when they're fucking crooked, man. Really sucks. It's just not a lot you can do. You know, a good friend of mine was Austin PD. And, man, when he retired, he literally became straight up ACAB. He's like, dude, no, I've been working at desk for 7 years on purpose. I can't do it. I can't do it. They're so crooked. He's like, I needed my pension, you know, I didn't go to college. I needed my pension, but man, I'm like, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, cops hate gauges so much. Kalashman NC, could you possibly shine a light on that? I have noticed that. Like if I, like when I was in like high school or maybe in 20s or whatever, if I got stopped with a group of friends and one of them had plugs, he was the first one to get fucked with. Got fucked with the hardest every time. I don't know what was up with that. Oh God, in LA? Yeah, man, that's where, you know, the fucking Rampart division was. If you don't know about that, that's if you ever heard about the killer cop gangs in LA in the 90s, that's the Rampart division and the Newton division. There's some really, really, really accurate things about them, actually. And it actually one of the Rampart officers that was involved in doing all these fucking crimes and everything, the real guy is one of the people, the real guy is the person who Denzel Washington was portraying in Training Day. And also another cop that was involved in the Rampart gang was the cop who, Chris Dorner, the cop who cleaned up the LAPD a little bit, was one of the cops who was involved in harassing Chris Dorner, and was actually like in court for that. Like that all did happen. That wasn't conjecture. So yeah, it's like the stuff that crazy manifesto that Dorner wrote. There was stuff in there that was 100% true. Dude, yeah, I've seen that one dude that supposedly maybe killed Biggie Smalls. I think so. I think it's possible. Honestly, because, like, he was literally in the area in plain clothes. His clothes did match the description of one of the shooters. It's fucking wild, man. It's fucking crazy. It's funny though, I was just talking about the Tupac thing the other day, because being where I'm from, like, we knew who shot him the entire time. So it was like, every time there was like, who shot Tupac, you know, fucking documentaries would come on and all that, we'd be like, Orlando shot him. It was like no secret whatsoever. I think it was crazy how long it took for all the info to come out, honestly. Fuck yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Have a good day at work, buddy. God, what was that guy's name? It wasn't Alonzo. I think it was something like Alfonso Riberia or something like that. I tested out of high school. I am one of them little smarty assholes. So I don't remember. I want to say 2000. Something like that. I've been out of high school since I was 16. So I guess you could do the years. I'm 41 now. Actually, I mean, you could do the math. In all technicality, I got out when I was 15 because I didn't go to that year when I was 16 because I was going to take the test. So You know, and the test was like in October, and fucking school started in fucking September or whatever. So I just didn't go. Hell yeah, I was sure I was gonna pass that motherfucker. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I was not, but it was actually exceedingly easy. And one thing I always tell people about that, especially if they're interested in having their kids do it, you don't have to worry about it being tough. One of the questions on there was, what is 11 minus n if n equals 2? They asked me what 11 minus 2 was on my to get out of high school. Yeah. I almost said Drake, but no, not that guy. That guy, Drake's bodyguard, was a human trafficker. Surprise, surprise. Convicted human trafficker. I was just talking with a friend about this stuff earlier, man. Like the whole Diddy thing, and it's like the rap world is kind of having their Me Too moment right now, and I think it's fucking fantastic, dude, because, you know, I worked in the music industry for a long, long, long time, man, and, you know, I did all genres, you know, everything pretty much except for country, honestly, and frankly, that's because those guys make huge money, and I wasn't that caliber. But I'll just straight up say it, dude. The rap groups and all that, bunch of fucking rapists. Rock bands are too, but not as much, dude. All the fucking rappers, all the rap groups that I was doing, real rapey. I'd believe that about Will Smith with that, how that fucking industry is. So crazy. But yeah, these motherfuckers be in the studio fucking dropping Zans in their fucking drinks and shit. And I'm like, yeah, you already used to that, you rapey motherfuckers. Gross. Oh, man. Ooh. Titty sweat has calmed down. I wish I wasn't one of those people that had issues gaining weight. Because I have always wondered what it would like to be fat. Always wondered. And it sounds shitty, because I know there are people that struggle with it, and they've always wondered what it would like to be like me and all that. It's not fun on the other side of it either. I'm sure it's easier. I'm not going to tell you it's fucking harder or anything like that. It's just, you know, I can eat like 7,000 calories and not gain a pound. It's a problem. It's not good. Modern rap, you know, I gotta be honest with you, man. I haven't really checked out really a whole lot of new stuff lately. There's been a couple that I liked, but their names weren't memorable enough. God, dude. I'm loving this. Have you seen this fucking one chick? She's really, it's like a white chick. She's tough as fuck looking and clearly actually ghetto. I'm guessing she's in like Miami or something like that. She's got like a fairly husky ass voice. I'm liking her shit. I just can't remember her fucking name for the life of me. But you know, she's got the deep chick voice like Cardi B. It's dope. M26. Oh, Brad? I know Brad. I like Brad. Love Brad. Brad's a good guy. Great guy, honestly. My opinion on him, you know, he says spicy things, but he's not a bad guy. You know, I like his political stance, you know, of you know, go make friends with your enemies. I think that is, you know, enemies. You know, make friends with everybody across the aisle. You know, be neighbors to your neighbors and stuff like that. I really appreciate stuff like that. You know, I'm very much a neighborly person myself, very community-oriented person. As far as his opinions go, I don't really have an issue with his opinions because he can, you know, his opinions are demonstrable. You know, he has some very, very good insights sometimes. You know, he's my opinion wholly. Sorry, dropping around here. Like I have to fucking dust off Azerbaijani 545. Dirtiest shit on the planet. Oh, damn, I forgot I even had one of these guys. I've never put it in the Podobach. Yeah, it doesn't fit. The hump on the front won't let it fit in. Andre, are you on here? Can I actually view who is on? I'm sure I can. I don't know how, though. Sort of. You know, I was actually saving it for the next Q&A. Oh, yeah, so I'll tell the name behind the story. So, you know, I started this out with just my old social media name, which was, you know, Goblin Wolf. And after a little bit, you know, when I kind of started actually, like, taking it a little more seriously, and I was like, you know, yeah, I don't want to just upload a random video here. I actually would, like, you know, want to make some content, you know. I changed the name to Tactical Shooting. You know, I'm a horror guy, so I was just being cute. And then, you know, after a while, I thought, like, I need something that's a little more representative of what's going on here. You know, I love horror and everything, but it can't be everything I do, you know, so... and it isn't for everybody. But, I am a huge fan of racing. And, like, specifically, I really like drifting. I really like WRX. I will watch other rally, but I'm a WRX guy. And Dakar rally is really cool. Kamaz, the company, runs one of the best race teams on the planet. So Kalash Kamaz is, you know, it's kind of basically a way of saying race AK. It's actually not. It is referring to the Russian truck company, but not to the military vehicles. It's actually referring to their race cars. I just thought it was cute, even though I do use one of the MLRS launchers as the logo. Hope you guys like that logo. I worked very hard on that, and I like it a lot. How did you end up in here? This is my 545 crate. See, gotta have horror everything. Double check for any other stragglers. Yeah, 2 stragglers. Jesus. That's a no-no. And I had... Well, actually, no, the 556 wasn't in here. I grabbed that out of the back of my car. Yeah, we need to load up more Bulgarians. More Magpul. Oh, wow. Oof. I didn't even know I had that stashed away. Some Tula. Oof. How much I got? I miss you so much. I miss you so much. I have some Tula and some Wolf sitting upstairs, but I say it doesn't belong to me. I say it belongs to my daughter because, you know, my daughter is on my trust for my crank, and she's going to need ammo to shoot. And with the recent revelations of, you know, what I was learning about barrel twist and cranks, this 65 grain. I kept saying 62 grain. This is 65 grain, man. So that's a real fucking issue with a with the barrel with the 1 in 7 barrel twist. It's a real issue. So I mean, I could save her some boxes of this when she takes possession of the thing, but you know, she's not gonna be able to hit nothing with it. Out of that gun, I can fire pretty much everything up to 60 grain. Just use this spent box here. God, I miss Barnaul. That was so nice of them at their last hurrah, like right before they shut down. Like, I'm talking right before they shut down Barnaul USA. They had given out a bunch of fucking ammo, dude. Bunch of fucking ammo. They were just giving it out. I ended up with 1,000 rounds of Barnaul just free, you know. That was awesome, dude. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of Kalashnikon actually that right before they shut down. I think it was like 500 rounds or something. That was so awesome. They're great fucking dudes. I'd say out of all of them, I miss Wolf the most. I mean, it's still technically around, but you know, I liked that they had a variety of ammo. I loved Red Army Standard too. For the guns that I have that can fire it, man, that 69 grain 5.45. Wow, that was some poison shit. That is a gnarly round, man. It's kind of wild that there is stuff like that around the 69 grain. I mean, all rifles can't shoot it, so that's probably one good reason not to have it as like a military round. I have a few rifles that can shoot it, but not all of them can. You know, some of them the round is just too long; it just won't go in. I mean, these fucking things are like needles, dude, and it's kind of wild that exists, and they just don't chamber it for shit like that. Because like, yeah, not a lot of people realize that 7N6 is 53 grain. A lot of people say 55. It's actually 53. Which is why it shoots so nice. I mean, 7N6 is my personal favorite ammo. Check out some of that stashed upstairs, so the kiddo can blast off some of that. She only has another year and couple months before she could take possession of it, so I'm gonna light my life up to give my kid a crank. It's gonna light my fucking life up. I'll be the proudest dad ever. She hasn't even got to check it out yet because, you know, it's an SBR, so I didn't want to. She's not in the state, and I didn't want to roll state to state and have to do that whole fucking write a letter to the ATF bullshit. But I have taught her how to handle an AK. She got pretty good gun lessons, honestly. Went through the whole gamut, you know, learn the difference between a piston and a direct impingement, learn the difference between I mean, she ain't gonna remember none of that. It was just lessons. You know, hey, Sam Davidson, thank you so much, man. Holy shit, that's the first time I ever seen that in the goddamn chat. Oh my God, holy shit. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can't. Oh my God, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. So by the way, yeah, if you didn't know, I had opened up channel memberships. I figured it's a way where I don't have to do something like Patreon, even though, yeah, you get perks with Patreon and everything. You got perks here. It's easier on YouTube. Oh, I ain't gonna lie, though. They take a chunk of your cash on YouTube. You're not making nothing on here. But the reality is, I don't want ad dollars and all that shit. I don't want any of this money at all, but to be able to make content, you have to keep the lights on. Have to. I didn't really want to add to the chorus of yet another person wanting to sell t-shirts. Everybody wants to sell t-shirts nowadays. That's all the AK industry is now. It's like another fucker picks up his first goddamn Yugo and fucking all of a sudden he's a t-shirt salesman. But yeah, I'll talk some shit. Yeah, and I'm tired of these goddamn parody shirts, man. Can't you come up with a motherfucking original idea? Like some original artwork? Does it always have to be something like Bugs Bunny wearing nods? Always. Oh my god. So crazy. Clay? What about Clay? I don't know how to look at who's in here. Is Clay in here? I mean, I'd imagine he's probably at work. He's got a Monday through Friday, I believe. What does that mean? Oh, okay. It's just like a little welcome message for Sam Davidson. Thank you again so much, man. Want to deal with selling things? Yo! AK every day. Every day. What's up, Corey? How you doing, buddy? Hope all is well. I'm actually planning on probably around the holidays or so. I'm gonna go spend a week over in like Houston and everything, just because like, well, in the Houston area, because I want to see y'all. Honestly, I never get to see friends and everything. All my friends live in the Houston area, mostly. And so I figured I'm gonna go over there. I'm dying to do this. I keep hearing about this big Tex steel match. I'd like to try that, or big. I don't know if it's a steel match. You know, I keep hearing about this big Tex match everybody's been doing out there. I'd like to try that. Hang out with everybody and say hi. You know, see Rachel and Clay and. You know, actually, I've never been by Cody's shop. Love Cody. Trying to think. I mean, outside of you, who else is there? There's Corey, Clay, Rachel. There's Cody. There's and actually, my tattoo artist. He's been doing some work. He's been working over in Rockwall lately, so figured I could maybe stay, get a piece from him while I'm there. Been having trouble lately hooking up with them because, like, lately I've been busy, man. I haven't had a regular ass job in a long fucking time. But I'm just a regular old mechanic now. Thunder multi-gun, you can shoot 2-gun. You're not talking about Thunder on the Tundra. Is it just called Thunder multi-gun? Yeah, I love 2-gun. I've been saying it for a while, but man, I'm short on... Okay. I'm going to look it up on Practice Core for sure. I love 2-gun now. I've been doing 3-gun. Gotta be honest with you. I mean, what I like about it is the difficulty. Not a huge fan of the 3-gun crowd. They're okay. A lot of them are AK people too, so, you know, they're fine, but... I can't relate to all the rhetoric about chokes and all that shit. I don't give a crap. Blast it, bro. I'm of the mind I never want to be competitive with my gear. I want to be competitive with my skill level. And I see a lot at 3-gun, personally, I see a lot of, I guess what you call bot skill. And crazy high dollar Daniel defenses with like unrivaled brakes and fucking all these insane tuning things with ARs and all that shit. Yeah, it will make you shoot better, but you'll be a better shooter if you don't do that. Dude, I know. That's why I'm hopping on this shit right now. Because it's all right now on sale because no one's been buying it. And I mean, I'm fine with that. I want people to be buying 545, but you know, everybody knows I don't talk politics, but we all have our personal politics, and this is very much against my personal politics. I literally bought it because I figured this shit has literally been sitting around for a year now, and no one's buying it. Like, no one is buying it, and I'm like, it's corrosive. We might as well shoot it before it goes in the trash, but... yeah, I personally don't like it because, you know, Azerbaijani ammo, it's military ammo. They literally use this shit for ethnic cleansing. Not cool. And that's not conjecture either, by the way. It's not just some, like, you know, well, aren't all bullets? Like, no, literally this specific ammo is what they use. I haven't checked today. I mean, when I bought all this stuff, it was 58 cents. I'm like, psh, cool with that, bro. I mean, during the pandemic was when I got into competition shooting, and I was paying 70 cents a round for fucking 223. And I was able to keep up with it. I mean, albeit I was making very good money at the time. You know, I was working for myself, making great money. You know, I could afford it at the time. I mean, I was buying, like, when I first started doing competition shooting, I wasn't buying, like, cases and everything like a lot of people. You know, I was buying, like, 200-300 at a time, whatever pack deals were and everything. And, I mean, shit, dude, I was buying, like, every week, you know, I was buying fucking, you know, 223, 308, obviously 9mm and 45, and just stocking up. And that was still all through the fucking pandemic. You know, shit, dude, some of that 308 was $1 a round. And I shot it, and it was bar and all. Ooh, that is a tough question, man. That's a tough question. Practicality, obviously, 5.56 would be the way to go. I mean, I'd love to hear all your guys' opinions on that question, too, because that's a really relevant question these days with all these kits on the market. Should I build my Bulgarian 74 kit in 5.45 or 5.56? Now, if you got another 5.56 gun, maybe if you need a second one, yeah, and also the practicality of a 5.56 AK, of course. And also, 5.45 ammo selection's not the greatest right now. I mean, personally, I love 7N6 so much right now. I'll pay that 65 cents a round for it that it's going for right now. Like, I don't care. So you got to be comfortable with stuff like that. You know, good ammo is going to be expensive. And, you know, it's like, I mean, if you're not going through, you know, 500 rounds in a fucking session, I used to do that all the time. I don't do that no more, obviously, with 5.45 because you started to get into things like $300 shooting sessions and shit like that. So, no, thank you. But I still go for it personally because, you know, 5.45 is my favorite round. I think it's one of the best performing rounds around, period. Another favorite would definitely be 308. I'm not like a 223 hater, not a 5.56 hater, none of that. It's just, I think comparing the two, I prefer 7N6. I like the tumble. I like the splits. I just like its travel. Obviously, the recoil impulse is very preferable because, you know, you can stack some 55 grain 5.45 next to some 55 grain 223, and this will still shoot better. In my opinion, it'll shoot softer. And ballistically, man, I just absolutely love the way these projectiles fly. Which actually, speaking of the M10X, that's a weird one, man. With the way I have my gas, I could see, like, it causes the rounds to shoot super flat. Like a fucking laser, dude. Like, I'm getting much less tumble than on a regular... Like, if I'm lobbing the motherfucker, like, I don't have to lob it as much with the M10X. That's what I'm trying to say. So... Okay. In that case, okay, with that caveat, so he says, I don't have any 5.56 or 5.45 stashed yet. I'm all in on 7.62 for now. Nothing wrong with being all in on 7.62. It's a fantastic round. I think, given that information, I'd build at 5.56, honestly, because there are Bulgarian kits available right now. A couple of Romanians around, too. So I would definitely pursue a 5.45 rifle if you're really curious about it. I think it's still worth it to pursue it. I don't think it's a dead round. I don't think it's a dead not platform, but I don't think it's a dead rifle. 74 is not dead. I like that answer as well. Because I was going to say, buy another Bulgarian kit and build it out like an AIM-74 kit or something and build it out with a 3-round selector, dude. That'd be fucking dope. But that's also a great answer right there from Corey. Finish the 74 as a 5.45 and go get yourself a WBP in 5.56 or a WBP kit in 5.56. That would also be a fucking fantastic option, to tell you the truth, because, I mean, yeah, obviously you're not going to get your original... Actually, wait, they exist. Your parts kit probably doesn't have the original barrel, but does it? So yeah, you're going to get a US barrel anyway, you know, but, you know, the 74 kits have started to dry up a little bit. They are. And, I mean, we have 74s on the market, so... I agree with Corey. Build it out as a 5.45. Get yourself a little 5.45 to enjoy that fucker and understand that it's a little bit of a collector rifle. And then I would actually start going into checking out, yeah, no original barrel or furniture, which is common, but it's also part of fun of build, you know, parts kit builds, tracking down the exact furniture you want and everything, you know. You can actually find original barrels in the country. There's a couple people I've seen on Gunbroker selling original Bulgarian 74 rifles. No idea how they got them here, but I mean... it happens actually every now and again. I want to say every 6 months I'll see a real Bulgarian barrel on there. And it's actually not expensive to have them rebarreled if you ever wanted to do that. Let's see, do I have any insight on the future of 5.45? Insight, I don't. I thought I had some. I don't. You know, as far as... tell you the truth, I haven't been talking to any of my PSA friends really lately. Only ex-PSA employee friends. And I have no real reason. Just weirdly enough, since the lawsuit about the equal opportunity lawsuit they're involved in right now, I just haven't really spoke to my PSA friends recently. But to tell you the truth, there was no real talk about any movement on the 5.45, so I don't know what's up with that. I have no insight on it. I mean, I think it's coming back. It will be back for sure. I don't know the prices. Couldn't give any insight on that. But you know, I do believe Ukraine will be producing ammo again. A lot of our 5.45 was from Ukraine. So definitely that's that, you know, a lot of people think it's like, you know, both sides use 5.45. Of course, it's in a little hard demand right now. Well, that's not the only reason. The other reason was a lot of our fucking, a lot of our ammo was from the Lugansk ammo plants. That fucker is blown up in a occupied area right now. So that's where all the excuse me, shouldn't say all of it. A lot of the Red Army Standard. You'll notice the head stamp will be LAP for Lugansk. Some rip. That's where the 69 grain was coming from. Very sad. So, given that, and being that actually, it is definitely hard to tell from the war maps, but Ukraine is definitely on the up, hardcore on the up, and also their military assistance has been steadily increasing lately. So, we are actually starting to see a way out of this war. They are starting to actually formulate a way out of it, and I do believe as soon as their martial law is over, they're going to get back to producing ammo again. And I mean, I would imagine they're going to even be probably trying to export rifles because they're going to need to make some money. They're going to have a country to rebuild and everything, and yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize Ukraine was one of the main weapon suppliers for the entire Soviet Union. So, a lot of those, Russian ammo you have is actually Ukrainian, So it's yeah, I think it'll be back. It's just, it's not the war and both sides are using it. It's really that one of the main places we got it because we didn't get as much Tula as you really think we did. I mean, we got millions of rounds of Tula, but, and you saw we got enough of it for it to last even after it got sanctioned for years. But, yeah, we're never getting Tula again, but I think we'll get some form of Ukrainian ammo again. I mean, they've built multiple ammo plants since the invasion, and, I mean, they're not going to be producing military. Well, they're going to be producing military ammo, but they're going to probably switch over to a civilian market after that, after the war. Can't believe it is going into its 11th year. It's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Yo, if you haven't seen that shit, sorry, let me get back to the comments here. Yeah, I love 5.56 AKs. I was actually going to do a 5.56 AK video soon. It's gonna be a few months though because I want to do all of them, every one of them my own, and one of them is out for some work under forms, so gonna have to wait for the ATF as well. Let's see. Trigger Empire! Fucking A. If y'all have not heard, a company called Trigger Empire has finally come up, and it's not a hard concept, but somebody finally did the work and came up with a forced reset trigger for AKs. So they're out in the world right now. They're restocking, and their manufacturing is surprisingly fucking fast. So yeah, you guys that have never shot a machine gun before, forced reset does give you a sensation like that. I mean, if you've ever shot a forced reset AR, the fire rate's crazy high, so it's not exactly, but, I don't know how it's going to be with an AK. The video, it looked like it was somewhere about standard full auto rates. So yeah, so the company's called Trigger Empire. Look it up, dude. Fucking awesome. Let's see, Romania produces 5.45 for, only for military, unfortunately. I'm almost unclear, really, with how they like dealing with the U.S. because, they got their deal, Sugar has their deal with Century locked, dude. Locked. That's why you don't see Sugars coming out from other importers. It's locked. Also why M+M had to stop importing them. Because, Century likes the courtroom, and small companies don't. So, yeah. I don't want to be a downer, but Russia is never giving up on Ukraine. I agree. That's a horse that's going to be beaten fucking dead for a long time until Putin's dead. So, and probably well after he's dead. Depends on what kind of leaders they get afterwards, because obviously we have a dictator situation going on. They're not going to give up, but That's why they, you know, especially when you have a country that keeps threatening the West, that's strategically, that's why you have to arm Ukraine. It's that simple. Also, by the way, you know, I was born during the Cold War. I tend to get a little paranoid about Russians. Daniil, are you in here? You make me scared. I'm not getting into any more calibers. 5.56, 308, and X39 is a good solid stack to shoot. Absolutely. I think that's a good little lineup to stack it. Absolutely. I would say though, also remember, 9mm. It's always fun having a PCC. I want to get one of those Draco 9S's. I'm hoping to see more importation from other countries, ammo wise, especially Ukraine. I do see the price going down a little bit. I agree it'll probably never gonna go back up to dirt cheap ammo. That's absolutely true. And I mean, I'm hoping we'll see some other importation too. It's possible we'll see some Romanian. Someone just, I mean, literally what happens is somebody needs to make the deal. And, you know, it's not always ammo companies and places like Century and all that doing the deals directly. I mean, if you don't know how imported ammo gets in this country, they're Lord of War. There's some very mafioso shit about it. That's the reason why we kept getting Tula in after it was banned. Like new shipments of Tula. Yeah, dude, 3-position selectors are dope. My Tantal has one. I wish we could show guns on YouTube live. Holy shit, I love that thing so much because it. So what Sentry did, you can go check out Mark Krebs because he actually just recreated it for his own left side safeties. So what Sentry did is they put a little shaft in between them and pinned them together so that you can use your left side selector as a secondary safety. Oh my God, that was brilliant. And I can't believe no one ever talks about that with the Tantals. It was the greatest thing Sentry did. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about 5.45 and that whole, the Bulgarian or something, or the Romanian. The trigger, yeah, they said they're coming out with a 3-round selector for the forced reset. They said that's coming. And I mean, that's not crazy engineering, so it'll probably happen after they sell out of their initial, you know, make their money back on their fucking R&D for this first run, because, I mean, that's a small company. I think it's like 2 guys, and they're probably just going to some place like Parts Badger or whatever like that, you know, and having it made. Or, you know, probably maybe even a MIM place. Entirely possible. I want to interview those guys really bad. Because, like, I used to be a machinist, but I've never been a gunsmith. And lately, I've been actually getting into more gunsmith-specific stuff. Like, I mean, obviously, I do my own gunsmithing on my AKs for the most part. But, you know, it's like stuff like, let's just play around and do, like, a custom profile on this trigger and see how it goes. And, yeah, I've, you know, been proud of my work. You know, I haven't really been putting in competition rifles because I'm not that confident in my shit yet, but you know, just making my own little ideas come to life has been really nice. So I'm going back into machines myself. So yeah, I'd love to talk to those guys, just being a former engineer and machinist, because I'm getting back into it. And I mean, yeah, I was looking at that myself when I started just doing like more than just trigger installation, you know, like the more advanced tuning. Oh, I thought they said they were coming out. Oh, I guess that was at SHOT Show or something like that. So yeah, I guess you're going to say yes to everything. PCCs are so great. Lord of War 2, yeah. I still did not understand everybody's memeing with Victor Bout. Or Boot. Excuse me, it is pronounced Boot. Didn't understand it. He's not a guy to support. Even though I always joke, like when I did my Clayco interview, I said my favorite crime was gun running. Yeah, that trigger makes owning an RPK the greatest idea ever. I absolutely agree because my uh, I have multiple builders I go to now, but my first builder that I still do stuff with also happens to be Misha's builder. Um, he makes his own binaries, and he did a PKM and an RPK with binaries, and I was like, dude, I think binaries are usually a little silly, usually pretty silly, but with the RPK, it made sense. I was like, dude, this is actually pretty cool, honestly, but I didn't get to shoot the PKM. Oh, no shit, dude. They're down the street from you. Get the fuck out, bro. If you could hook me up with those guys, I'd love to just have a conversation with them. Yeah, Balaclava Bandit, you are about your sub guns for real. He's also an Uzi Bandit. He likes them Max. Hungary could. It'd be difficult to get it here. Gotta remember, Hungary, though they are NATO, they they are pro-Russian. A little bit like Serbia, they're like a bit of a satellite. I want more sub guns. I have a KP9 and I have a PPS 43. That's all I got. Used to have another KP9, but frankly, I sold that and bought my Sega. I think that was a better idea. India does produce 7.62, and they do produce 5.45 as well. I'm very interested in the Bog, the Stree Bog. Very interested. One of my dream guns is a PCC, the UMP-45. Want one so bad. Oh my God. And actually at my gunsmith, I always talk about Liberty Gunsmithing. What is it called? The USC, I think, the US version, the civilian version. You can convert those with some work. I do want to get one of those and do the conversion, or I don't want a Tommy built, honestly. But yeah, I really like the UMP. But I'm looking at the Bog. Looking at the Stree Bog. Think it's cool. I think what is super neat about it is the fact that you can get them in blowback or roller. I think that is fucking crazy. Hell yeah, I will DM you. Absolutely, man. Because I don't think, yeah, I've never done an interview on this channel before. I would love to do an interview with guys like them. Small, tiny companies and shit like that. Because, I mean, I'm trying to get M+M on here. They just haven't got back to me, but we were talking the other day. Hopefully we could do that, because I'd love for them to explain a little more behind the engineering. Might grab a Stree Bog soon. Oh, yeah, the Beretta. I did sleep on that. Good point. Good point. What was I've actually been really interested lately in, like, old sub guns. Like, been really interested in the Moss 49 French one. Is it the 49 or 39? I can't remember. I mean, I'm not a French gun guy, so I might be wrong and stuff like that. But that gun's fucking cool, man. This is a neat little plinker. You know, fuck, dude. I've actually seen Colt SMG kits on the market too. That would be fucking cool. Have really been wanting a Sten. After shooting a full auto Sten, I was like, oh baby, that was so much fun, dude. Just chugs along, dude. What a cool gun. What a cool gun. Am definitely interested in getting one of those MP40 MP40s that are going to be coming in, because I don't know if you guys are aware, but the Sturmgewehr is here. It's back, and it's not PSA, and it's actually authentic. So that if you're aware, I can't remember the name of the company, but if you're aware of that dude in Germany that's been recreating old World War II guns, and I mean they do have a production line and everything, and he's doing those really high quality recreations. They're imported into the U.S. now, and the first ones they did were the Sturmgewehr, and they are in 8mm Hertz. They don't make other calibers either. It's fucking awesome. So they did say they're working on getting the MP40 in here, and I would love to have one of those, but beware, they are very expensive. You know, I don't know. As far as Germany, let me start from the top of these comments. The Street Bug with Scorpion mags, you know, that would be cool too. That would be cool too. I like the Scorpion actually. I think it's a cool gun. Oh, you had a UMP? Fuck yeah. I mean, dude, there's a USC on my gunsmith shelf right now on consignment, and actually, you can help a good cause for that because it's actually on consignment for an old guy that doesn't want to have them destroyed. I think he wants 13 or 14 for it. If you want me to get you a hold of him. Let's see, my MP5K clone is cool, but wish I had a full size to watch Die Hard and Christmas. Oh. Yeah, I've shot a lot of the Ks. I like the full size, man. I'm more into the full size, but you know, I have an MC51, which is the same size as a full-sized MP5, and I really like that size. That's an awesome size for a PCC. Germany's still having the production, the tooling to produce Soviet ammo. I don't know. That would be a really interesting one to look into, whatever happened to all that old tooling and everything. Because, I mean, you know what happened on the west side of it. It never went anywhere. It's goddamn HK. Dude. Yeah, see, Balaclava Bandit, man, he's got the taste when it comes to the subguns for sure. Stens are sick, but yeah, like, when it comes to MP5s, man, the 40 and the 10mm, the FBI ones, oh my god, bro, that's some cool-ass shit. That is some cool-ass shit, dude. You know those had bolt hold open? The fuck? On a goddamn HK? Fucking crazy, dude. I think they're the only MP5s to ever have it. But the 40 and the 10, man, Jesus, those are fucking cool, dude. I mean, one of the reasons why the UMP's my favorite is just because, like, dude, the whole concept of a 45 ACP PCC to me is just so cool. But, I mean, I guess, yeah, you can sort of fill that niche with a 10mm. Is there other 10mm PCCs on the market right now? I'm not huge up into that, like, up on that market. I mean, I'd imagine they probably had reliability issues. I mean, the gun was designed around a 9mm. Well, technically, the gun was designed around a 308, but... I mean, also, you know, they were running brand new calibers, too, so, you know, probably didn't get all the tuning with the rollers and worked out and all that, probably, I would guess. Is there 10mm bogs? I'm not aware of that, but if there's a 10mm bog, I might be in the market for a 10mm bog, because my good buddy Josh just let me shoot a 10mm for my first time a couple weeks ago. Wow! I've been calling that the new FUD round. I mean, really, 40 is a FUD round, but I've been calling fucking 10mm the new FUD round. Like, shoot a 10mm because they don't make an 11. A lot of old guys love 10mm for some reason, but you know what? I finally shot it. I get it. It should be more common for sure. Way better than 357 SIG. It was out of a 10mm SIG too. This is a P226 or 229. I'm not a big SIG guy. I love SIGs though. I mean, really, 40 is not a bad caliber. It's just pointless compared to 9 millimeter. If you didn't have 9 millimeter on the market, it would be a great round. You have a little more stopping power than 9 millimeter. I mean, it's not a terrible round. If you need a little more meat on your round and you don't want to go all the way up to 45, I mean, it's weird to have an intermediate pistol cartridge for sure, but it just seems to me that uh, I've been involved in a couple of self defense shootings, and one thing I will say is that when it comes down to 40 versus 9 for a concealed carry situation, I'd rather have the 9 to have more ammo. But a 40 MP5 would be fucking cool. Actually, 40 millimeter MPC or 40 millimeter. Yeah, I want a 40 millimeter MP. Boom, 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 boom. No, I want a 40 cal Streebog. That would be fucking cool. 10 millimeter bog would be fucking nasty though. Yeah, the B&T 10 millimeter is only 2,700. I'm not that educated on vectors. They use like don't they have some kind of strange operating system with them? Like they're basically like some old fucking gun in a new package. I don't know that much about the vectors. They're interesting, certainly cool. Would love to shoot a full auto, man. That fire rate's ridiculous. I'm interested in checking out one of them Glock 20s. Hey, actually, DM me on Instagram. I'll mail you a little present. I have an extra Glock 35 to 34 conversion barrel if you want it. I'll just give it to you. I can't use it. So if you want to get a new slide and, retain your same ejector and all that. Dude, I know. Conserving the ammo, that's another thing. 10 millimeter is expensive for sure. True. That's what was available. Yeah, 40 was available. Dude, actually, during the pandemic, I was carrying 40. Fuck yeah, I was carrying a Glock 22 through the pandemic because 40 was all over the shelves. No, everybody snapped up the 9 millimeter. I didn't know the B&T had a buffer. So it's a blowback with a buffer? That's interesting. That's what it was. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people call the vectors basically like a Neo Scorpion, like a VC61 future, like a future VC61. Bro, the SIG MPX. Good point. Do you have one of those? If you do, can I shoot it? I'd love to check that out. SIG rifles, man. I mean, I know it's just a bunch of Korean mim, nothing special, but they're cool. They're cool. I want a SIG spear. Dude, the B&Ts, oh god, those Glock chassis are fucking cool, man. I'm about that life, dude. I want the box one. The box chassis. I'm about that life. Someone said I wasn't about that life. No, dude, I own a real HK MC51. I buy stupid fucking guns. If you haven't seen that, B&T makes a Glock chassis that, it's the fold-out box Glock chassis. Trying to remember the the name of the original. It's slipping my mind right now. If you've seen RoboCop 2, one of the main villains, the kid in that was shooting the gun I'm talking about. It's like literally a box a little bigger than a VHS tape, and you fold it out, and it's a fucking submachine gun. B&T makes a version of that. BWC is what it is from BNT. Okay. Transferable MP7, please. You know, did you know? I mean, I'm sure you've seen PSA having they made an MP7. Did you know that gun was 3D printed? Did you know that file is available and it works? So you can print an MP7, a working MP, like a well-working MP7 that'll work better than a Tommy built. Because I don't know if you've seen all that. It's not doing good. Sucks because, man, those G36s were dope. Funny enough, I've actually never shot one. The only one I've shot was a real G36. Yeah, SP7. I'm feeling a 5.7, just not the price of the ammo. I mean, it costs the same as fucking 5.45. It looks like 5.45 too. Okay. AKPCC, chambered in 5.7. What you think? You get the poison bullet PCC, bro. That would be live. HK is building a new... Yeah. Yeah. I've heard about that. HK USA is coming back. And Tommy's not too happy about it. Oh, he's not happy about it at all. He's already been going off about it. And it's like, bro, it's their product. You make their product. They can do what they want. You have no right to complain. That's just my feelings on that. Like, dude, if Kalashnikov concern opened up in the US and, like, you know, PSA is like, what the fuck? You're gonna fuck up our sales and all that. It's like, hell yeah, they are. You're making their gun. Oh, 1908. Wow. Very, very, very cool. Didn't Al Capone carry one of them? I think it was a 1908, or is it a 1910? I think it was a 1908. Like 32 or something like that. I can't remember the caliber. PSA could make it happen. PSA could make it happen. I'm all about AKs with weird calibers, man. I think it would be cool. I don't know if you've seen it, but over in Pakistan, they're making these little... actually, I think they exist in a couple other places. I've only seen them in Pakistan myself. But there's these little mini 7.62 Tokarev AKs with these little mini drums. Fucking adorable, dude. And they have little mini AK Bakelite grips. It's adorable. I want one so bad. It's literally, they're actually made for children. It's fucking cool, man. 8.6 blackout is something I only recently learned about. Holy shit, dude. I've only shot 300 blackout a little bit. I mean, I think the people that are, you know, comparing it to 7.62 are dumb. No comparison between the rounds. They're two totally different rounds. They perform completely differently, if you ask me. Yeah, the 8mm AK too. Yeah, there's an 8mm Kurtz AK. It's fucking crazy. But I haven't checked out any of the AAC ammo, PSA's ammo. I haven't checked any of it out. I probably will. It's necessity. But the 300 blackout, I mean, it'd be cool if they're doing subs, because, I mean, they might be cheap. Have you ever shot 300 blackout subs? Dude, it's like, you know, when you play Call of Duty, you know, you hit someone, it goes like when you shoot the 300 blackout subs suppressed, like you just hear the round hit the dirt, so you just hear it's like you're playing fucking Call of Duty. 25 ACP, that's what it was. Yeah. Such a weird little caliber. It's funny, it's actually a still popular caliber. Like, I think it should be obvious. I, kind of grew up around the hood a little bit. A lot of dudes carry 25s. It's kind of crazy. Because you can stuff them down in gym shorts. I've heard a lot of mixed things, man. I've heard a lot of mixed things. I'll tell you what, though, them baffle strikes scare the living shit out of me. Those people that were getting baffle strikes with AAC. It's kind of, hard to tell how prevalent that is from the internet. I never look at stuff like that, but that I did not know. 8.6 has the same decibel, or similar decibel level of 300 blackout. I'm going to look into that. That's a gnarly looking round, man. I mean, so is 6.8. I mean, it would be pretty fucking cool if we're, because 6.5 AKs do exist, but in the U.S. I think they're all going to be custom at this point. I can't remember if I heard that Syndicus was doing 6.5 AKs. I can't remember. Because, like Evocatus will do 6.5 Galils. So, and also I am aware of Mario built a 6.5 Grendel RPK for Elena. Fucking cool gun, bro. That's the shit right there. A Grendel RPK. But an 8.6 RPK. Now we're talking, bro. Because, I mean, me personally, I never had a huge interest in the AK-50 thing. I really didn't. I mean, honestly, like, anti-material rifles, like the Barretts, it's like, okay. It's not something that just grabs me, honestly. I mean, I shot a Barrett. It's fucking dope. If I won one in a contest or something, I wouldn't sell it. I think it's a really cool gun, but it doesn't excite me enough to really need it or anything like that. It would be cool to be able to shoot 1,000 yards. No problem. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Wow. Burns the powder within 12 inches. Yeah, see, that's the same kind of mixed thing I've heard with the AAC. Is like, I've heard good, I've heard it runs fantastic, and then I've heard other people say like, fuck, none of that shit would chamber. Trigger Empire, I mean, yeah, anything that takes an AK trigger, you're going to be able to fit it into somehow, theoretically. It's like kind of how you can't just drop a CMC trigger into a Galil Ace, but you can make it work. Planning on that one myself, honestly. I'm going to send my Ace to Mario. Dude, yeah. Aesthetically, I know what you're talking about. That weird South African anti-material. Is it a 50 cal? I can't remember. It's fucking cool looking, though. It's just a cool looking. Trigger Empire won't work if it has a side safety. What do you mean? All AKs have a side safety. What do you mean? Yeah, seriously. Looks like the Halo sniper rifle. It literally looks like that. Have you seen the Ukrainian anti-material rifle? That thing is psychotic, dude. Fucking psychotic. The can on it, it's just like... Oh, Sam 7 where the pistol grip is. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. There you go. You'd have to rip out your secondary safety. The alligator, dude. The fucking alligator, dude. That thing is crazy. I mean, they're not going to sell the AK-50. He's not like a gun manufacturer. I mean, he's not even really a builder, actually. Zach Schaefer builds his rifles. And Zach Schaefer runs a shop. Ooh, we're getting a little low on battery here. Let's see what we got. We're 12%. Let's give this like 5 more minutes and we'll call it. Been on for 125 minutes already. This is fun. Great talking with all you guys too, man. I don't know what the max we had in here was, but I mean, pretty cool. First time I ever done this. Glad you guys came by to hang out. Oh yeah, people have been shot with the alligator. I believe that's the record-breaking shot, if I'm not mistaken. What was it? It was over 2 miles, I believe. I can't remember exact distance, but it was yeah, the longest sniper shot ever had happened during the Ukraine war. Pretty sure it was with the alligator. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. It's been a lot of fun just hanging out talking with y'all. Slip it back on before we go. Because we got to leave on a good impression, man. You know what I mean, Bern? I'm telling you, Balaclava Bandit, you need to go check out Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Goes to Camp. Oh my God, you got to check out all of them because I am just a peach. I'm glad you guys had fun too. I'm so glad you guys had fun. We'll just call it here, man. Thank you all guys for joining me for the first live here. This has been so much fun, man. Shit, dude. Talking about AK zeros, that might have been like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Which I'm sure you noticed by the channel memberships. By the way, my channel has finally, after 3 years, been monetized, actually. Not that, like, I'm making any of it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ernest P. Worrell. My biggest regret is that I will not be able to have Rimshot present with me because it is just not responsible to bring my dog around the guns and all that, you know, big explosions from them big old 50 cal rifles and all that over at that gun NATO, man, because you can't even, you know, walk 10 feet without hearing boom, boom, boom out of something from like World War II. That's the great big one. But those of you that are coming to Lethal Weapons, hope to see you there. Hope you compete to your fullest, be forged in fire. And if I don't see you there, we'll see you on the next live. We'll see you in the comments. We'll see you on Instagram and all that shit. Because a lot of you guys, I mean, I consider you online friends too. You're great. Love you people. Y'all stay safe. Have fun. Do stupid. Felt good to say that on the first live.